grand lobby of the Regency Royale Hotel gleamed with opulence. A sparkling chandelier cast prismatic light over marble floors, polished brass fixtures, and a throng of elegantly dressed guests. For decades, the hotel had stood as a bastion of luxury and sophistication, its reputation built on impeccable service and an unwavering commitment to excellence. Yet beneath the surface of this stately institution lay stories of privilege, power, and the sometimes hidden truths of its ownership. On a brisk autumn afternoon, as the hotel buzzed with the arrival of high-profile guests and influential business figures, a familiar tension began to ripple through its corridors. In a plush suite on the top floor, designated for VIP clientele, a meeting was quietly underway. But outside those polished doors, an incident unfolded that would soon rock the very foundations of the Regency Royale. Jasmine Carter, the esteemed CEO of the hotel chain and a formidable presence in the business world, had always been a quiet force behind its success. Known for her visionary leadership and uncompromising standards, Jasmine was admired for turning a once struggling establishment into one of the country's most prestigious hotels. Yet even someone of her stature was not immune to the pettiness that sometimes festers in the corridors of power. On this particular day, Jasmine decided to make a discreet visit to one of the hotel's newly renovated floors, a gesture meant to understand every facet of her empire. Dressed in a tailored suit and with a demeanor that balanced grace with authority, she moved through the lobby unnoticed by most, her presence a quiet assertion of ownership. However, fate had arranged for her to confront a challenge that none of the staff could have anticipated. In the opulent reception area near the elevators, a visibly flustered young woman approached the front desk. Clutching a travel bag and dressed in business casual attire, she tried to explain that she was a loyal guest with a confirmed reservation for the very room that now lay unoccupied. Yet the desk clerk, a man known for his dismissive tone and a penchant for looking down on even long-term patrons, shook his head and said, "I'm sorry, ma'am. We don't have a room available under your name." His tone was curt, laced with a subtle arrogance that implied the guest was not worthy of a proper welcome. The young woman's eyes filled with confusion and hurt as she insisted, "But I booked this room months ago. I even have the confirmation here." She handed over a neatly printed document, her voice trembling ever so slightly with the weight of disbelief. The clerk, however, seemed unmoved. "It appears there was an error in our system," he replied haughtily, "and since I have no authority to override this, I must ask you to step aside." At that moment, whispers and sideways glances rippled among the staff and nearby guests. The situation escalated when the front desk manager, a man with an inflated sense of his own importance, arrived and dismissed the guests' concerns as mere inconvenience. "Our policies are clear," he declared. "If your reservation is not in order, you'll have to wait until a room becomes available." His words, meant to assert control, instead sparked murmurs of discontent among those who recognized that something was amiss. Unbeknownst to them, Jasmine Carter had been observing the unfolding scene from a discreet corner of the lobby. Her eyes, sharp and discerning, narrowed as she took in the injustice being visited upon a guest who, in a subtle twist of irony, was a loyal customer and, in a way, a reflection of the community that had helped build the Regency Royale into a landmark. With quiet determination, she made her way to the front desk. When Jasmine arrived, the atmosphere shifted instantly. The manager, momentarily caught off guard, attempted to maintain his composure. "Miss Carter," he said, a mix of surprise and feigned deference in his tone, "how may I assist you this fine afternoon?" Jasmine's gaze was steady as she looked directly at the manager, the weight of her authority evident in every measured word. "I understand there's been a misunderstanding regarding a confirmed reservation," she began, her voice calm yet resonant with unyielding power. "I'd like to see the details of this reservation, as well as the protocol you followed in denying the guest a room." The manager fumbled with a set of papers, his confident facade beginning to crumble under Jasmine's scrutinizing stare. "Well, it appears there was a system error," he stuttered. I simply... Before he could finish, Jasmine held up a hand, silencing him. "This hotel is my creation," she stated firmly. "I built it from the ground up, and I stand by every guest who has placed their trust in us." At that precise moment, the guest, whose dignity had been bruised by the earlier dismissal, watched in awe as Jasmine personally took control of the situation. With a few swift keystrokes on the front desk computer, Jasmine verified the reservation details. The confirmation was undeniable, and her eyes gleamed with the satisfaction of righting a wrong. "Your room is ready, and I apologize for the inconvenience," she said warmly to the guest, who could hardly believe the dramatic turnaround. A hush fell over the reception area as staff and guests alike took in the scene. The manager's face flushed with a mixture of embarrassment and regret as Jasmine continued, "I expect every member of my team to treat our guests with the respect they deserve. If any further issues arise, rest assured that I will personally ensure they are resolved." Her words, a blend of stern reprimand and genuine care, resonated deeply with everyone present. In the days that followed, the incident sparked a wave of reform within the Regency Royale. The front desk manager was counseled on proper customer service and accountability, and new protocols were introduced to ensure that every reservation was handled with the utmost precision. Jasmine herself held meetings with staff, emphasizing that every guest, regardless of background or status, was an integral part of the hotel's community. "This hotel is not just about luxury," she reminded them. "It's about honor, respect, and the legacy we create together." The story of the Black CEO who was once denied a room in her own hotel, and who made those responsible regret their oversight, rapidly spread through both industry circles and local media. Headlines praised her unwavering commitment to justice and fairness, and the incident became a defining moment in her career. Jasmine's actions were seen as a powerful reminder that leadership is not merely about wielding authority, but about ensuring that integrity remains at the heart of every decision. For the guest, the experience transformed from a moment of humiliation into one of validation. The personal attention from Jasmine Carter not only restored her faith in the hotel, but also ignited a broader conversation about customer rights and accountability in the luxury hospitality industry. Social media buzzed with praise for Jasmine, and loyal customers flocked to the Regency Royale, confident that they would be treated with dignity and respect. In a subsequent press conference, Jasmine addressed the incident directly. "Every detail of our service reflects who we are," she said. "When mistakes occur, it is our responsibility to correct them swiftly and honor the trust our guests place in us. I built this hotel on the foundation of respect, and I will continue to defend that principle every day." Her words resonated not only with industry insiders, but also with everyday people who saw in her a beacon of fairness and empowerment. Thus, the episode became more than just a corrective action. It transformed into a parable of accountability, resilience, and the enduring belief that true leadership is defined by one's willingness to stand up for what is right. And within the elegant corridors of the Regency Royale, the legacy of that day served as an enduring reminder: no one, not even those who claim power, is above the fundamental right to be treated with respect.